Hey guys, it's Dana and it's Tuesday and we're going to talk about money. And today we're going to talk all about open enrollment because now's the time to ask yourself some really important questions before deciding on a healthcare plan. All right, so my husband and I both have received our human resources packages for open enrollment period, which is the time period where you can select whether or not you want to enroll in your company's health plan. And we have to decide whether we use his, mine, and then whether we decide to choose a PPO product or a high deductible plan. And so if you are also facing this question right now, I have a couple really good questions to ask yourself before deciding because it will impact how much money you are spending, how much you're saving. So let's go through those questions right now. So the first question you're going to ask yourself is, what is the premium on the PPO plan? And what is the premium on the high deductible plan? And then what is the difference between those two? A PPO plan is usually where they cover you at 100% with just a copay, or maybe a copay and a small coinsurance amount where you have to pay 10%. And a high deductible plan is where you need to satisfy a deductible, usually a high deductible of around $3,000, maybe $1,000 individual, maybe it's $500 individual. You have to satisfy that deductible, and then after that is satisfied, then you will be responsible for 20%, maybe 10% if you have a really good plan. Maybe it's a higher percentage, but that's the high deductible. Typically, high deductible has a lower premium, meaning it has the cost out of pocket per paycheck for you is going to be lower for the high deductible plan versus the PPO plan. But you need to know what that premium is per paycheck so that you can compare the difference between the two. That's step one. Next, you want to look at the deductible amount for the high deductible plan or the HSA plan, which is the health savings account. Health savings account typically comes with the high deductible plan. And within the health savings account is where you can put pre-tax money into that account. Sometimes your employer might contribute money to the HSA. And so you want to know what that deductible is on the PPO plan, if there is one, and then on the high deductible plan. You want to compare those two amounts. Third, you want to ask yourself, how old are your children? How old are they? Are they really young? Are they babies? Do they go to the doctor a lot? Are they older and they don't go very often? Also, you want to ask yourself, do you have a lot of medical conditions going on in your family? Things that will require you to go to the doctor often, or are you relatively healthy? What you really want to do is compare your savings to the risk that you are taking. So with a high deductible plan, you are really running a risk there of having to pay out more money if you end up at the doctor often. Or just maybe not often, but often enough that you're running up the deductible versus the savings that you're going to have by choosing the high deductible plan. And if you have multiple high deductible plans, perhaps that you can choose from, maybe one has an HSA and one doesn't, or maybe one has an HSA where your employer contributes to and the other one doesn't. You want to look at the the annual maximum. So what's the annual out of pocket for you? So if you have a $5,000 annual max, then once you hit that $5,000 out of pocket, then it will be covered at 100%. If it's a higher annual max, maybe $10,000, $15,000, then if you have a major medical crisis going on that year, you could potentially have to pay up to $10,000 to $15,000 before it kicks in at 100%. So those are things you're weighing, the risk versus the savings when you go to choose your health plan. If you think that you're going to be relatively healthy, then it might really pay off to pick the high deductible. But if you're anticipating maybe you're going to be having a baby or you're pregnant with twins like I once was, and you don't know what kind of medical costs are going to be coming up, then you might want to choose the plan with a higher premium, the PPO, where you're going to have lower or no deductible during that year. Like I said, if you have young kids that they might be going to the doctors a lot, then that's something you want to take into account. So the important thing, like I always say, the most important thing is that you're thinking about it and that you're spending time to compare the differences. And then that way you'll be able to pick the best plan for your family or make the best guess at what would be the best plan for your family. And, but if you don't think about it and you don't compare it, that's where you're going to run into trouble and have regrets. But if you really think it out, do the math, figure out the savings, how much that deductible is, how much you think you might be able to save into your HSA to cover that deductible. And then if you are relatively healthy that year, if it's your first time picking the high deductible plan, the next year, then you might have leftover money from the prior year because you can keep that HSA with you forever. It travels with you even if you move jobs. That's your account, that's your money. So whatever you don't use in it, you can carry over to the next year and use it. So it could be the way to go, but it might not if you have ongoing medical conditions. So I always get excited at open enrollment period. It's like another chance to reflect and look at all the plans and make another decision if we decide to. I really like that time period where you can make changes and look back at what we've spent for healthcare costs the prior year. And so get excited about it as best you can. All right, so that is it for the video today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If it's your first time here, be sure to subscribe. I'm here every single Tuesday talking all about money and trying to help you guys save money, live life on a budget, and to get out of debt so that you can build wealth for your family and have choices. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.